Welcome to La Jefa Experience, the place where moms in any stage of motherhood come to get tools, tips, and support to thrive as the CEO of their life and family. What's up? What's up? What's up? Jefas all over the world. Welcome to La Jefa Experience. I am your host, ROCIO Cisco. Happy summer 2021. It is finally here. I feel like usually post and after Father's Day is when everything really starts to just feel like summer. So Father's Day was last weekend. We are here, summer 2021. Actually, 4th of July is already upon us. And then we finally get to experience the quickness of summer, right? How fast it comes and goes. So 4th of July is typically that signal, that feeling of, oh shoot, we're already over June. Here's July, we've got August, and then we're right back into fall and the last quarter of the year. So with all that being said, I hope you guys have had an amazing week and you are feeling good about yourselves. You are feeling good in the energy and the things that are going on in your life, and we're all in gratitude. I wanted to continue the conversation that we had last week, and I was discussing and talking about the father's role and how fathers fit into the father's perspective, right, of what the changes that happen for them in what they experience and what we think happens, right? Like we as moms, we're stuck in our experience and what's going on with us. And for the most part, mamas, let's be honest, right? We're the ones that experience such a big spectrum of changes from mental, emotional, and physical. Like physically, papas don't get to experience what we experience. So that's an added layer to that. Yet what that is transitioning into is really how parenthood changes your relationship, our relationships. And we're talking about all relationships across the board. Yet today I want to specifically talk and discuss the relationship with our partners, because I mean, let's go out and really start by saying we get less time for each other, right? You put in another human being into the mix, well, that time gets split into, 3, right? At some point we were 3 for some of us, the twins, triplets, quadruple. I mean, there's those scenarios where they're slightly different, right? Yet you get less time for each other and you go into a shift of you are shifting from being a couple to now being a family. That's a huge shift. And someone will be stepping away from their career. Both roles do change and transition and transform. Someone will feel like the burden is falling on, and most of the responsibility is falling on them. Financial changes, financial situation and management shifts, conflict changes. When you are on a little bit of sleep, or you're being pulled in a million directions, conflict is bound to incite just quickly, right? And you're bound to be more stressed and short fused due to a lot of those added things that get in, that jump on your plate, that come on your plate. Sexual intimacy changes. You're feeling a little bit more lack control when you start to have a baby, when you first have your baby, because you, as human beings, we want so much control. Okay. And for the most part, we believe, or at least we will convince ourselves that we've got that control when we are by ourselves or even in a couple, because we're still, as much as we're a couple, I am myself and my husband is himself. When a baby comes into the mix, it can seem a little chaotic because now we're both trying to understand what this baby needs and wants. And that could be a little stressful. That could be stressful to feel like you're in lack of control or that it is chaotic. And this all can potentially lead to growing apart, resentment towards each other, lack of feeling understood, lack of feeling loved, lack of feeling enough. There's so many things that this can lead to when we completely just engulf ourselves into our roles, where Papa goes off and engulfs himself into the role of providing, or Mama goes off and engulfs herself and dives deep into the role of nurturing, being mama. And for some mamas, you're being mama and then you're also being a provider, right? So then that's the double whammy. And we get so sucked into these roles that we become them, and we become them to the point that we have put up blocks and barriers to even connect with our partners. And that's when we start growing apart. So today what I want to discuss is really how can we start to make this better? How can we really be aware and intentional of our relationship in parenthood, in being mama and being papa, and doing all the things that we are required and have signed up to do, right? And these are things that, you know, for the most part, I have implemented into my life, and that has helped me with my partnership with my husband. We have such a close friendship and we have such a close bond with each other because of these things. It wasn't only because we became parents together, because that also brings along a certain intimacy, right? And feeling of closeness. It can, at least. And then pour all the other things on top of that. Well, sometimes that goes unnoticed as well because we're not being present. So what I am talking about here is being present and being intentional with these practices for your relationship so that you can remain close, so that you can open up opportunities to connect on a deeper level with your partner. Okay, so number one, schedule time in your calendar. Prioritize your partnership and your relationship with your husband, your wife, your long-term friend, whoever this is that's helping you in parenthood, that is your partner in parenthood. Prioritize your relationship with them, right? Because when you got married or when you guys got together, that was an understanding that you had. You're going to work on this together. And this is the life that you get to create. You're co-creating, you're co-parenting. So schedule in that time where you are doing date nights. Schedule in that time where you are giving each other solitude. Oh my God, that is so important. That is so important, guys, because what we don't want to do is develop a codependent relationship with each other, right? It is important to be alone, and it helps each other miss each other. Okay, when Angelo goes out of town or when I'm doing my own thing, he misses me, I miss him. That is such a key point to partnership and in prioritizing your partnership. Schedule in time in your calendar. If it is not in your calendar, it is not happening. Okay, date nights, sex rituals, I mean, all of those things, they really come in handy so that you are being intentional and it is happening, because I know you guys want to make it happen. And I also know that with a baby comes changes in energy, comes changes in mood, comes changes in a whole bunch of other things that we've already discussed at the beginning of the show. So prioritize your partnership, schedule it, put it in the calendar, send them an invite, make sure that you're both on the same page so that you guys are both getting it in and you're both working towards each other together. You're both working on it together. Okay. Number 2, spend present time with each other. What does this mean? Get rid of your electronics. No iPad, no telephone, no TV, no anything that can pull you away from actually paying attention and looking at your partner in the eye as they're talking to you and being present. When you are present with your partner, it creates a deeper connection between the two of you. You can actually listen in and hear what they are saying and what they are, what their experience is like, which then gives you the availability to be vulnerable because now they're being vulnerable with you. Okay. And they actually feel safe. Now you're creating a safe space where you can both be vulnerable with each other, and that deepens your connection. Okay. So, really, when you're scheduling this time, really honestly consider and do put this stuff away, put the phone away, turn the phone down, play a fun little game where you guys, if you're out to dinner or whatever the case may be, first person that has to pick up the phone pays the tab or whatever, pays the tip, whatever. Just make it a game, make it fun. And most of all, pay attention to each other, be present. That is so important. And it goes a long way because you guys will feel like you're hearing each other versus it just going in through one ear and out the other. And for the most part, that's what happens with partnerships and relationships for the most of the time is we don't feel heard or seen by our partners. So make it a point to be present. Thank you. Number 3, play together. Play together with your partner. And here's what I mean. Play games. Play games, play cards, play fight. I mean, be physical with each other, right? Like do those fun little things that we tend to forget about when things get so serious in adulthood and partnership, when there's a baby, right? Like things are so serious. Play like you guys are 2 little kids on the playground and you have a crush on each other. That'll keep the spark alive for you too as well. Okay. It's not that serious. Nothing is that serious. I have to remind myself of this also because in motherhood. Okay. So remember, play, have fun. Number 4. And this one is the kicker, guys. This one is the kicker because I don't hear this one talked about often when it comes to how you can connect more and prioritize your partnership, right? Surround yourself around couples that you admire and are doing the things that you love to do, want to be doing, inspire to do. Surround yourself with those people. Because here is what happens when we get together in partnership. You're bringing along your values, your baggage, your everything. You're bringing your shit along with you into this little relationship. Okay. And then you throw on a baby and that changes the dynamics. Okay. Now you are bringing your baggage into this baby's life. And now you're both making decisions, not just for your life, for the baby and for everything else, right? So all of those views and all of those perspectives will come to a head. Now you're bringing over in your friends that are also different and have their own baggage in their own life. If you are not aligned in values, in things you enjoy and activities you are inspired to do, in the way you think, in the way you speak, in the way you parent, you will also be growing apart. Okay. And then we're running into situations where we're trauma bonding, like I was talking about in How We Numb Pain in Motherhood. If you are hanging around people that don't respect their partners and you value respect for your partner, that'll be tough. right? If you are hanging around people that badmouth or talk shit about their partners, and all they do is talk shit about their partners and disrespect their partners, but that doesn't really align with who you are and what you view as a respectable relationship, well, that'll be tough too. So that's what I mean about surrounding yourself with couples that you admire and that are doing the things that you are inspired, love, and want to be doing. Okay. It creates a much more beautiful environment to connect and for you to be inspired to be similar to that, right? And to implement your values and your practices and what really matters to you in partnership. Um, so do it, and create a beautiful circle of people that are your people, that honor you, respect you, and that also respect what you and your partner are doing with your family. Okay, that is super, super important. If applying these things to your life, guys, seems like it is hard or it's nearly impossible for you, you are not alone. Okay. You don't have to do it alone. This is what I do with my clients. With my clients, I empower them to learn and integrate and shift and transform so that they can empower themselves to stay consistent and disciplined and continue to be relentless in creating the life that they want to create, that they desire to create. Okay. If this sounds like your soul is screaming, fuck yes, I need that. Okay. I offer a 30-minute complimentary discovery call. We will talk over the phone. You schedule it. We talk over the phone and we talk about where you are in your life and what you feel you are missing to get where you need to and want to be, where you desire to be. Okay. So you will find that link in the show notes. Click on the link, schedule your discovery call, and the rest will be history. Okay. You will get a confirmation from me, and then we will get on the phone and we will talk about what this looks like and what it could do for you. Okay. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, follow, and share the podcast with a fellow mama that would benefit from the message. I'd also love for you to leave a 5-star review if you're called to it, and let me know if there's anything that you would love to hear on La Jefa Experience. As always, Jefa, you are worthy and already have the power to stress less, love more, and be unstoppable. Go show the world and your family how it is done so that they can see it's possible for them to do it as well. Have a great week. Enjoy the sun, get that vitamin D, and stay hydrated, mamas. Ciao.